Hi, Jules here for Talk to Me Tuesday on Monday, December 31st. It is my last video of the year. I decided to record on New Year's Eve day instead of on New Year's Day. Sort of a end of the year, looking forward to the new year kind of video. So, what have I been up to crafty-wise, aside from the holidays and enjoying some time with the family, is mug rugs. So, not every year, but some years I just get the urge to make something for my sales team that I work with. One year I made them all mug, like cozies for their coffee mugs that they could use on a like a Starbucks style cup. It was modeled after that. I did my own pattern. That's actually been a couple of years, 2-3 years maybe. This year I decided to do mug rugs out of some stuff I have lying around. I have tons of scrap batting. I have tons of scrap fabric. I'll take some close-ups of those because I can never tell when I'm holding this up how much of that you can see. But I'll take some close-ups of that and insert those at the end. And I have been ripping out stitches from, this is that bear panel, I don't know if you remember, that I brought home from Linus in December. And I've completely ripped out all the quilting. Originally I was just going to take out the metallic thread, or I was just going to cover up the stitching on the back, and I will show you why I did not. I had decided first I was just going to take out the, see, here's that panel. I was just going to take out the metallic thread because I really liked how the quilting looked outlining the picture. But as I was doing that, I could feel inside there were so many knots. And the thread that was used was like doubled and tripled and quadrupled. In some cases, it was like a polyester, almost like a macrame cord or something. I'm not really sure what it was all made of, but I'm going to show you the inside. This is actually upside down, but if you can see all of those dots there, I don't know if you can see those, but right here, all of these different colors, they look like little pieces of thread. Those are knots. They went inside the batting sandwich, the quilt sandwich. It just did not feel good. So I decided to completely rip out all the stitches. I took out, and it wasn't basted other than some basting stitches along the top and one side for some reason. So I'll use all the original batting. It's a poly batting. I'll just use some polyester thread. It's not a big deal. And then the only other thing I've done besides just straightening up in here a bit and cleaning up after doing the mug rugs is finally getting around to updating this board. I have decided that this board is just too big to keep out all the time, and I really want to keep it out where I can see it to inspire me to continue with what I have sitting around as a UFO or things that are USOs, unstarted objects. Behind it, you can see my new one for this year. So right here, right there, I have a clipboard that is a drawing board that Phoebe had to get for an art class in college, and it has a menu of that one class was all she ever really needed it for, but it's smaller, so I like it, and it has a little, it had like a little thing that I could hang it from back here, and I just added some paper, so I just cut off what would fit. I made a new grid. I've got, this is unstarted or planning quilts, piecing or in progress quilts, needs back, bind and label, and finished. And then down at the bottom I have a section that's just for Project Linus, and I feel like that's the way it's going to go. I have set a goal of 12 blankets. I'm going back to 12. Surprisingly enough, I went through and was updating all my photos on Flickr and going through all of these, and my goal was 13 for this year. I actually turned in 14 blankets this year. So I had already done number 11 before November. I had missed one somewhere along the line, not counting it. So I actually did turn in 14 blankets, and that's pretty exciting. So this next year, some things that I've got on here, as far as in progress, I've got one last birthday blocks swap set of blocks, the Brights on Black. That is from the last year that I did birthday blocks, which was 2016. That was the 4th year I participated. I took a year off in between there somewhere, and then but I did a total of 4 years, and that's the last one. So I need to turn those into a top at the very least. My goal this year is to move that along into at least having a top finished. Birthday blocks number 1 is the coffee quilt. Number 2 is the, or no, I'm sorry, number 2 was the tall shoe fly. That ended up getting turned into a Project Linus quilt top, so that's over there waiting to be quilted. That got done on the infamous BFF retreat of this year. And birthday blocks number 3, the Granny Square Block quilt. That is also already a top. I did piece that top this past year, so that needs a back. So I would like to get that, get a back for that and get that quilted this year, but we'll see. Projects I've started. There's one missing, I just realized from this thing. Quilt-alongs that I've started and not finished. Paper Piecing Vintage, the original 12-inch Paper Piecing Vintage. Doctor Who Stitch Along. I was on number 4. Never got any further. Did not like the floss I was using, so I will probably rip those out and start over. That may stay hovering in the USO, or I guess technically it's started, but that may UFO, I guess. I don't know. And Rainbow Cascade. I have a bunch of those made, but not quite enough yet for even a child quilt. So I would like to at least get a lap throw out of that. I think that'd be a really cute lap throw, very cheerful. So, yeah, my pillowcases from the fabric swap we did at the Quilt Festival with Jennifer and Dominique and Amber, and that's in the USO planning stage, and also in that stage is my Halloween quilt, which is something I'd like to do this year or next year. I don't know. We'll see. There are 2 empty spots. One of them was originally these mug rugs. I don't know why I put it on there for 2019 when I knew I was going to try to have it done before the end of the year. So I took that off. And then the Project Linus quilt along. I totally forgot about the mystery quilt, so that's not on there. That should really be on there. And that's it. You know, I'm going to continue on as I have. That's just a list so I don't forget what I have sitting around. But I'm not going to sweat it. What I get done, I get done. I'm very pleased with what I got done this year. I think 14 blankets I turned in. I think at least 3 were crochet for Project Linus, and 2 or 3 fleece blankets. So we'll say at least 6 quilts I got done for Project Linus, which I think for me is pretty impressive. So I'm trying to take it easy and just enjoy myself with this. It's a hobby. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on myself. I'm pleased with what I got done this year. I'm looking forward to getting more done next year, but, you know, que sera, sera. We'll see what I end up doing. You never know what inspiration will hit. And I would like to wish everybody a happy new year, and I will see you in 2019. Bye!